The topic that I would like to talk today about is not all victims need saving. Sometimes we mistakenly think that we do good by saving others, or we waiting for a savior. We're waiting for somebody to come and rescue us, save us. And our souls picks the lessons that we came here to learn on this earth plane. And our wisdom, we chose those experiences because they were the perfect setup for us to realize our true power, to stand in our power, to claim our power, and to shift this energy for all lifetimes. So when another comes to save you, it prevents you from saving yourself. And even though those that's waiting for a savior, the savior is within. It's always been within. Christ consciousness is within. The beautiful, strong, courageous energies is within you. It is within you. And the most beautiful stories that people are inspired to listen to is those that either been victimized or nearly dead or near-death experiences, or and they've turned things around. It's not what they've gone through; it's what they've done with what they've gone through. They've turned it around. They claimed their sovereignty. They rose. At one stage, I had a client that was very much victimized. She had an abusive husband. He would deplete her self-worth, self-esteem, self-image, and she was just down and out. Another client of mine saw that and tried to save her, and they did. They saved her from that victimized situation. They took her in and they tried to give her a different reality. And what it ended up when I spoke to this victim a few years later is she actually needed to be saved from her saviors. That was also not a pleasurable experience. But it's not to place the blame with the persecutors. It's yes, there are people that give others certain experiences and know that those role players will always be there. As long as there's a person that, known or unbeknown to them, would like to play the victim role, they would be the one that comes to persecute, the one that comes to test. Have you learned that you can stand up? Have you learned that you can say no? Have you learned that you don't have to people please? Have you learned that this is not your fault? Even if I make it your fault, have you not learned that it's not your fault? So it's usually when whatever you think a situation to be, the opposite is actually the reality. It's sometimes not your worst experience, it's sometimes your greatest lessons, it's your best experience, because when you grow from that, when you change that, you change it forever. It's a game changer. So just try and look at it differently. It's the same with that example of a butterfly trying to come out of its cocoon, and the little boy in the forest came across it and thought, oh, this shame, this butterfly is struggling, let's help her, and take out his pocket knife and opens up the cocoon to save the butterfly, and for the rest of the life of that butterfly it can't fly because it needed that pressure. It needed to go through the cocoon and for the pressure on its wings to activate all the blood to flow through the wings so that it could fly. So sometimes our humanness, we think we are saving, we think we are helping, but sometimes we do more damage. It takes that soul, that individual, a little bit longer to get the lesson, because the lesson still needs to be learned. It's not to ignore them. It's not to look at people suffer. I'm not saying that this applies to everyone, but if you become aware of a pattern and you keep on finding yourself in a victimized situation and you're wondering what's wrong with this or what's wrong with the world, Sometimes it lies within. It's not believing in self. It's not trusting self. It's not standing up for self. It's not finding your inner voice. It's not saying no. It's not choosing different realities. And at any stage we can choose to have a different reality. We're never stuck. Just our thinking is stuck. So the best that what can do in situations like that is that the saying of teach a man how to fish and he can feed himself for life. Give him a fish and he can just feed for that night. And the same with healing. It's teach somebody to find self-worth, to find courage, show by example, instill, look at and nurture those aspects of themselves that they can change it. And where intervention is needed, because sometimes intervention are needed in certain situations, do that, but follow up with helping that person regain their inner strength. And it could be just place them in a safe environment. But there's also that saying of sometimes out of the frying pan into the fire. People are used to certain energies and they sometimes attract it, and they sometimes just go from one bad situation to a worse situation. So if you find yourself in that, you can change. Recognize the pattern and change. Do the inner work. And if you need help, there's help. There's lots of people like me that our life passion is to help others succeed. It's to help others thrive. It's to help others find their strength, find their magnificence, find their gifts, find their abilities, or find the courage. It takes one that had to find their own courage to help and ignite the spark of courage within others. Have a beautiful day, a courageous day. Bye.